wearing the ski mask, which covered his entire face in an attempt to conceal his identity. A search was conducted incident to the arrest in which 7 grams of vegetable matter believed to be marijuana were found on Mr. King's person.
Mr. King has never once, denied that the marijuana is his. He has remained incarcerated for 5 months, almost 5 months in a couple days at this point.
We are about to watch a series of wild parole revocation hearings out of the state of Louisiana. And who would have thought that you could get locked back up for 5 months for having 6 grams of the devil lettuce and the ski mask? But before you jump out of your pants, you should know that he was originally arrested and locked up in 2020 in connection with multiple armed robberies and carjacking. So maybe you would be suspicious after someone had just gotten out on parole for just 3 weeks and seen running around with a ski mask on. Now, this wasn't the first time we have seen somebody say, I was just wearing the ski mask for fun. We saw a similar case out of the state of Connecticut.
Why'd you have a ski mask in the car?
Just keep a ski mask. I always wear a ski mask, just like,
It was April. You wear a ski mask for what?
But in the state of Connecticut, surely they wouldn't have held someone for 5 months for wearing a ski mask and having the devil's lettuce. They would have given the person a pat on the back, a bonus, a free ride to the halfway house, and probably several boxes of cookies. But this is not Connecticut. This is Louisiana. And we are going to see this revocation hearing and many others that are going to have twists and turns. And I am also going to surprise you with some very interesting unpacking. Let's jump in.
Okay, the parole board's called back to order. Time is 10:12. We're now dealing with Mr. Marvin King. Mr. King, please state your name and DOC number for the record.
Marvin King, 767-755.
Okay, I see you're represented by counsel. Would counsel please introduce herself for the record?
Yes, good morning. Emily Posner, pro bono counsel on behalf of Mr. King.
Okay.
I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if this is a problem because the way that the computer is set up, sometimes I'm blurred and then he's blurred. So
I see that.
Address that.
Okay.
We're going to post like this because I think it'll help.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. And also speaking on your behalf will be Everett Offrey. We will get to him at the proper time, and your mother wishes to speak. Okay, please, Mr. King, state your name and DOC number.
Marvin King, 767-755.
Okay, Mr. King, were you given a parole questionnaire?
Yes,
about
sir.
appointed counsel? And I see you have counsel, so we don't have to worry about that. You're represented. So let's proceed with the hearing. I'm gonna turn it over to Mr. Byrock. He was assigned your case this morning.
All right, Mr. King. It's alleged that you have violated the conditions of your parole by being engaged in criminal activity. And that you were arrested on October 20th, 2025 under item number 19140-25 for wearing a mask in public and possession of marijuana. How do you plead to that violation? Guilty, not guilty, guilty with a statement?
To the mask, I plead not guilty, but to the marijuana, I plead guilty.
Okay. So you're telling me you weren't wearing a mask, but you were in marijuana?
We would like to offer an explanation.
Okay.
The mask, but the marijuana, he's, owning that in fact he was in possession of the 7 grams of marijuana when he was arrested.
So it looks like when asked this question for the original preliminary hearing, the agent read the violation that provided the police report and body worn camera footage related to the arrest, showing the charges And the report stated that on 10/20, officers with New Orleans Police Department were conducting area patrols and observed the subject identified as Marvin King wearing the ski mask, which covered his entire face in an attempt to conceal his identity. A search was conducted incident to the arrest in which 7 grams of vegetable matter believed to be marijuana were found on Mr. King's person. The body worn camera footage showed Mr. King had a ski mask covering his face and that the vegetable matter was retrieved off of Mr. King's person. You can also determine from the body worn camera footage that the weather was warm as people in the footage were wearing short sleeve shirts and short pants. You also hear Mr. King admit that he possessed the marijuana. So go ahead and offer your statement.
Well, I want to begin saying I'm sorry that we had to come to this meeting today. And I wasn't out there trying to hurt anyone that day or harm anyone that day or even scare anyone. Nor did I know that wearing a mask in public was a law. I would have never done it. That day I was at work, I was wearing a mask as a beanie, and later on I never went home. I stayed out at night and met up with friends. And as I met up with friends, I was joking around with friends. I pulled the mask down, not for no longer than 5 minutes. And before I know it, the police had came arrested me. And I also told them as they was arresting me that I not known that the mask was a problem because I would have never done it. Because I had started working, I was trying to get my life on the right path. So I would have never done it to try to risk my freedom and risk what I had going on anymore.
Any questions?
No, I have no questions.
I have no questions.
Any final statement from the attorney?
Well, we'll go here.
Or Mr.
Let's hear from, let's hear from Miss Nichelle Bangham first. Miss Bangham, hope I pronounced your name right. Is she with us?
She's on, but her camera's off and she's muted. So.
You need to unmute. Okay. All right, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, tell us what you want us to know about your son.
When my son first was arrested back in 2012, 20, I think, he did his little time, and I told him that he had to prove to me that he was going to be on the right path. When he first come home, we first went to go pick him up. I thought he was telling me stories while he was in there. But he proved to me he went and found him a job. He was helping me with his siblings. He had proven to me that he was trying to be on the right path.
Okay.
And I didn't know, and I've been out here. I ain't never been in jail. I've been out here for years. It'll be 46 years tomorrow on my birthday that I have been out here. And I never know wearing a ski mask in public was the law until he went to jail.
Okay. Didn't he?
Because I wouldn't have never allowed him to wear none.
Okay.
Because he have
Okay.
a younger brother that looks up to him.
Yes, ma'am, understand. Well, we thank you, Ms. Bingham, and now we'll hear from Mr. Everett Alfrey.
Yes, sir. Everett O'Frey, client advocate, Orleans Public Defender's Office. I've known Mr. King since October, since he was arrested. I was going having several conversations with him, talked with him about, just life in general, about him, his reentry into society, because I believe he was only home 3 weeks when he got arrested. And he informed me that he had got a job within those 3 weeks. Within his first week, I think his second week home, he had got a job at the Market Cafe that's located on Decatur Street in the French Quarter. I was like, man, that's good. Because most people, it take a time for them to get arrested. And he told me and at the same time that he wanted to go to college, that next week he was going to try to go enroll in Delgado Community College and probably try to get in college, to take him a college course or something like that. I'm like, all right, that's a good thing. And Also, he informed me that he wasn't aware that meant wearing a mask in public was a crime because, people wear masks all the time, especially in New Orleans. You see people with masks on because of COVID, different things like that. So he wasn't aware. I wasn't even aware until he caught that charge. But if the board feels that they're not going to revoke Mr. King, we have a good reentry plan for him. The first 72 plus is a reentry program for guys who are formerly incarcerated. And at the first 72, he'll be given a reentry coach, a guy who's may have done a lot of time in prison, has been on the streets surviving, kind of like coach him on the way to get reintegrated into society, job training. They have resume creation, group counseling, the 9 steps to staying free, group session that they go to that tells you about, a few things that you got to be looking for in order to, survive in society. They'll help him obtain all this proper identification, social benefits. They'll sign him up for the SNAP if he's eligible, Medicaid, a lot of community referrals and other kind of trainings. Also have a letter from the first 72 saying that they're willing to accept him upon his release, and another place called the Mission Rebirth. I have a letter from them attached to it. They provide different things as it relates to mental health, substance abuse, physical health, benefits enrollment, workforce transportation, financial literacy skills, and goal development. And I think the first 72 plus also provides anger management courses too. Huh?
Yeah, we know about the 72 plus. We well versed on. Good office.
Okay. But any resources that we have at our disposal at the public defender's office is available to Mr. King. And I promise him that I will help him reintegrate in society in any which way I can help him stay on the straight path and just get back into society and be more productive in his community.
How long are those programs?
I can't hear you.
How long are those programs?
The reentry, I'm gonna say the first 72 plus and Mission Rebirth, they're gonna be with him until he get everything that they have to offer for him. It'd be different times as it relates to these programs. He's not going to be living at the first 72 because he have residence at his house with his mother. So they have a program in which you can live there, and you're going to live there for a certain time. But as it relates to their programs, once you assign to them, as long as you need them, anything that they can do for you, they're going to help you. Same thing as the Mission Rebirth. As long as you need them and they can help you or provide any kind of service for you, they don't have a limitation. They don't say 2 months, 3 months, or nothing like that.
Okay, thank you. All right. Ms. Posner, would you like to close it out for us?
Yeah, I would. Thank you. First, I do want to make Mr. King available for any more questions. I know that he's very nervous, and so I'm going to clean up some things that I know he did forget to say to you all. And I also want to, it's been many years since I've been before the board, and it's great to be back before you all. I have just recently returned to private practice, and I know that Mr. King has a lot of support. I co-counseled as a pro bono on this case with the public defenders. And there's something very unique and special about Mr. King, which is why I've remained committed to helping him. Just like Mr. Offrey was saying, that he is, and I think his sister really captured this in the letter that I submitted in the parole packet to you all, that he's just a very genuine and loving and caring person. And in my experiences with him, and I know because he's nervous, you might have a hard time seeing that, but in my one-on-one interactions with him, those characteristics have shown through. And I know that he would have never put on a mask if he had known that it was going to risk his freedom. So I just want to talk a little bit about what was happening that night. Again, Mr. King had only been home for 3 weeks. He did immediately get a job. His friend, Antonio Nunnery, who I was able to speak with this morning, and we did send in a last-minute letter from Mr. Antonio, longtime friend of Mr. King's, and has been helping him get on the right path. Antonio helped him get that job at Market Cafe. And that night there was a concert, NBA Youngboy. I feel very old learning about this, but part of the fashion and sort of persona of NBA Youngboy is wearing ski masks. So there were a lot of people out that night wearing ski masks, and it sort of made me think of like people who get dressed up going to see Dolly Parton shows. It's like the fans kind of get into the spirit of the persona of the performer. And Antonio confirmed what Mr. King had told me, because I always like to confirm what my clients tell me, is that, they were out, they were not trying to hurt or harm anyone, that Mr. King had been wearing this ski mask primarily as a beanie. In fact, in the body cam, I don't know if that was turned over to y'all by the parole officer, but Mr. King pulled his ski mask down when he was playing around with his friends in front of a SWAT car, an NOPD SWAT van. So I don't think that there was any criminal intent when he was doing this activity. That was really just part of sort of the evening that night. And again, I feel very old because I don't even know an NBA Youngboy song, but this is what both Antonio and Mr. King have told me, Mr. Nunnery. Mr. King has never once, denied that the marijuana is his. He has remained incarcerated for 5 months, almost 5 months and a couple days at this point. And so, and I want to emphasize that he still has a job. I did contact the River Market Cafe. I spoke with the manager named Kenya Morales. She remembered him. She immediately said that she would rehire him. His friend Antonio Nunnery still works there. And so, in light of the tools that Mr. King has from what Mr. Offrey has been able to put together from the public defender's office, the fact that he has a stable home to return to, that he has a job, I believe he has the tools to stay on parole, and he would be open to sort of any alternative option that this board has, whether it be drug testing, a reprimand, any programming that the board would recommend, just to let him return home at this point, because I think he has truly learned his lesson. And I think the other piece that I'm just remembering that we forgot to say is that this charge has been dropped. So he is no longer facing any charges related to this incident. So, in light of all of these circumstances, we would really request that the board consider not revoking Mr. King at this time, and that any option to put him back on parole and conditions that this board sees fit, we would be more than willing to do.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. All right, board has any more questions for Mr. King?
No.
I don't. I think it's pretty explanatory. Okay, is the board ready to vote?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Byra.
All right, looks like you got a good team working for you and supporting you. I'm gonna vote today to not revoke your parole at this point and put you under the custody of the Orleans Parish Public Defender's Office in the first 72 with their programs for a minimum of 1 year or until your expiration date, and that you be subjected to random drug and alcohol screens.
Mr. Tillers?
I concur with Mr. Barr.
And I also concur. So, get out there and do right. I understand all what went on here, and that I didn't know it was a charge either. A lot of people do wear masks in New Orleans, but I can understand why they would place the charge also. So, but anyway, today we have chosen not to revoke your parole, and Mr. Byra added special conditions, and we will send them to you. And please take advantage of this opportunity.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
Thank you, board.
Thank you.
Aw, I do have to say that was a touching moment for me. And look, I don't have offense to this. I'm for it. He spent 6 months in jail. The story sounded legit. He was at the concert, what I don't know what apparently you wear beanies, you dance around and whatnot, but he is you got to give him credit. He is a nice looking kid. He's got there's no, you don't sense any attitude, and it's hard not to feel feel happy for him. Besides, he's already spent so much time back in jail. Look, I think this was the right move. But just to go over the crime, this was an intense crime. At 20 years old, okay, he's arrested Monday in connection with 6 robberies. 6, and they were armed at gunpoint robberies from the Lower Garden District for the East Riverside neighborhood. King admitted to participating or being present at the robberies and provided details to the investigators after his apprehension. He was taken to the central lockup where he was charged with 6 counts of armed robbery, 6 counts possession of a stolen property, and 1 count of device access fraud. They're still searching for 2 suspects with armed robberies and carjackings that happened in the area. God, and a 16-year-old can even believe that. The first report incident was a carjacking that occurred on the 1000 block when 2 of the suspects approached a woman and robbed her at gunpoint. The second involved a carjacking. The third was a woman was pulled from her vehicle at gunpoint. So not only, I mean, like, it's unbelievable, right? They're attacking women. On December 9th, as a woman was exiting her vehicle, this is another one, when she was approached by multiple armed people from inside the vehicle, and they took her purse and cell phone. 2 armed robberies occurred on December 11th, A-Line Street and the magazine of Phillip Street. Wimber was the outstanding warrant that recounts possession of a stolen property. The 16-year-old is the current outstanding warrant. Oh my God. So, I mean, if he was involved in all these crimes, it really is. It's like, I just want to paint the picture. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an unpacking using a song, which thanks to Annan's transcript, we put it in together a little bit. So, and I'm going to do the rest of the parole or vacation hearings that we're about to hear unpacking via songs. We're going to hear a handful of songs today, and that was I guess the surprise. But my last point before we hear the song and go into the next hearing is that if someone were to just see this without the context, he spent all this time and he was just in prison for all these years. He gets out and you lock him back up for a ski mask and some devil's lettuce. And again, look, I think it was pretty harsh too, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe it helped save his life because, you need a wake up call sometimes. You can't just run around, like, look what you were just locked up for. You know what I mean? Anyways, there's context to everything, whether you agree with it or not, but at least they didn't revoke. I'm happy they didn't revoke, and I hope we don't see him again. Now let's rock on.
Marvin King got caught with a mask on his face. 7 grams of green found in his case. Ski mask style, but it wasn't a crime till the law said no in the sunshine. Turn me sitting close, making it tight. Bench too small, but she's holding right. Room got tense when she took her place. Shoulder to shoulder in that small space. Lucky man, he got free today. For 72 hell paved the way. Almost revoked, but they changed their mind when supporters spoke at the perfect time. Work mass fashion, that's what he said. Didn't know it could land him in bed. New law in town, nobody knew. Laughing matter, but the charges grew. Cops saw green, called it vegetable. Courtroom heard something unbelievable. Pleading guilty to the smaller charge, while the mask law just seemed too large. Lucky man, he got free today. For 72 hell, hey.
I can never get bored of this. I think it's a lot of fun. You know, it is a lot of fun. We're going to do a bunch of unpackings. We'll switch it up a little bit. Maybe we'll throw in some different melodies. And I'll tell you, the next revocation hearings, they just get wilder as they go, as a matter of fact. So with that, let's jump in.
Okay, the parole board is called back to order. We're now here for the revocation of Herbert Moon. Mr. Moon, would you state your name and DOC number for the record?
He's muted. You guys unmuted.
You need to unmute.
Herbert Moon, 495-612.
Okay, do you have a parole questionnaire with you? Yes, sir. Did you sign that paper?
Yes, sir.
Realize you're not eligible for appointed counsel. If you wanted counsel, you would have had to hire it. And you are represented by counsel, Ms. Brittany Young. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Young, you want to state your name for the record?
And Brittany Young on behalf of Mr. Herbert Moon.
Okay, Ms. Young. And we'll let you speak at the end if that's okay, and you can advise your client anytime during the hearing. Okay? And then we'll also hear later from Terry Pierce, Orleans Public Defender Client Advocate, and Quintella Harris, fiance. So your case was assigned to Mr. Barrow. Mr. Barrow, would you lead us in the questioning?
All right, I'm gonna go through the list of violations and ask you to plead guilty or not guilty, or guilty with a statement. The first violation is offender failed to live at their address of record, that he was last seen at that residence on 3/11/25, and an arrest warrant for absconding was issued on 9/9/25. How do you plead to violation number 3?
Not guilty.
Number 4, the offender was engaged in criminal activity as evidenced by his arrest on 11/2/25 by Louisiana State Police. The offender was booked and charged with domestic abuse battery involving strangulation. How do you plead to that?
Not guilty.
Number 6, the offender failed to provide proof of employment to his parole officer. How do you plead to that?
Excuse me, running back.
That you failed to provide proof of employment to your parole officer.
Okay. Not guilty with a statement.
The offender failed to allow his parole officer to visit at his residence as he was last seen at residence on 3/11/25. An arrest warrant was issued on 9/9/25 for this violation. How do you plead to that one?
Not guilty.
And the subject has made no payments toward the supervision fees and is currently $189 in arrears. How do you plead to that one?
I made payments to the officer.
It says you made no payments. You saying you did make payments?
Yes, I made payments, sir.
How many did you?
I made it all the way till I came to jail, all the way to November. October, November, probably the last payment I had.
So you made payments since you've been in jail?
I made payments before I came to jail.
In October and November?
I had the last payment probably was like October was my last payment.
Okay.
I have receipts and proof for that.
All right, let's back up to question number 3 about where you lived. You said you pled not guilty to that violation. It looks like Agent Goins advised that the offender failed to live at the address of record, and the offender was last seen at that address on 3/11. Arrest warrant was issued on 9/9/25. Agent Goins then supplied narratives, NOPD report, and body camera video as evidence. Hearing Officer Gregoire reviewed the narratives and located several dates where attempts were made to locate the parolee at that residence. The police report states that the victim indicated the parolee did not live at Street body camera video also indicates that the victim indicated to NOPD that the parolee did not reside with her at the street. So where did you reside?
I was still sleeping outside in my cup.
You
At that
was outside in the car?
I still was staying at that residence with that person.
You were sleeping outside in the car at Summer Street?
Hmm.
And why were you sleeping in the car there?
Because at times, like I couldn't go inside and get in there, I still sleep outside in the cup. I still sleep there. When I didn't get inside, I still get inside the house and go to sleep. I still stayed at that residence the whole time.
And why couldn't you get inside? That was like when you and the girl were fighting?
No, we never was really fighting. It's like when they have a disagreement on something that a dislike, I would on inside in it. But I sleep outside in the cup.
Well, did you make your parole officer aware that you were sleeping in the car outside that residence?
I let my parole officer know everything I was doing at the moment. I stayed there still.
Okay. All right. Any colleagues have questions about that violation? All right. Number 4 says she will not engage in criminal activity or associate with persons known to be in criminal activity. Agent Goins advised that the offender was engaged in criminal activity when he was arrested on November 2nd, 2025 by the Louisiana State Police. The offender was booked for domestic abuse involving strangulation. The Orleans DA refused the charges on 12/14/25. Agent Goins supplied the police report, arrest warrant, including the body camera video evidence. The hearing officer reviewed the report and video. Officer Gregoire learned from the report and the video that Mr. Harris stated the parolee, Ms. Harris stated that the parolee did put both his hands around her neck, choking her where she was close to losing consciousness. Ms. Harris then stated that she was intimidated by the parolee via threats of her life. Ms. Harris stated that she reported the incident late due to the parolee's threats. Ms. Harris is consulting with her sister, who suggested she make the police report at that time, which she did. Agent Gregoire learned via report and video that Ms. Harris answered all 5 NOPD domestic abuse risk questions positively. Ms. Harris verbally stated that her only child fears the parolee. Additionally, Ms. Harris verbally states that the parolee was armed with a firearm located in his waistband during the attack. And Ms. Harris only responded by stating the offender and herself were back in a relationship and incident was a misunderstanding regarding being contacted later on after the fact. So it looks like she describes pretty much of an attack. What happened there?
Nothing never really happened because I never was on the scene for the incident where it took place. I was never nowhere around her when that happened.
So you're saying she made up the whole thing?
Yes, sir.
And may I,
We're gonna get,
no, I just, I'm sorry, to just respectfully request permission.
Okay, I'm sorry, ma'am, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to if this is a time to respectfully request Ms. Harris to, if this is a time for her to speak.
I guess we do.
Yeah, I want to hear from Ms. Harris now so we can address this violation. Okay, Ms. Harris? You on mute, Ms. Harris?
Good morning. How y'all doing? My name Quintella Harris. I'm here on behalf of Herbal Moon. Actually, when that happened, I was angry. You know, it was a misunderstanding. And for me filing a police report, maybe the police officer misunderstood what I was saying, but he never had a fire. Like I said, I was angry, and I apologize on my behalf and her behalf. I just I'm pregnant right now, and my emotions is everywhere. And I was all over the place. When I saw him talking to a female, I just wanted him to hurt how I was hurting. He never once disrespected me, never once put his hands on me. He never did any of that. Like I said, I was angry, and I wanted him to feel the hurt that I was feeling. Like I said, I was wrong, and I own up to, my wrongdoing, and I apologize. But for him living at that address, he always stayed at the address. After I falsified the police report, Herbert still came home. He'll wait till I cool off and he'll sit in a car or whatever, but he never once, put his hands on me or any of that. So like I said, I apologize, and I didn't
just scared right now.
Wait, what you said, sir?
How we know you're not just scared right now? I mean, you stayed up
no,
and down
I'm
how
not.
scared you are of him, and now you're saying not.
No, I'm not scared. I never was scared of her, but he never once disrespected me. He always was a gentleman. He never once put his hands on me. Like I said, I was angry, and I wanted him to hurt just like I heard it when I caught him with a female.
I understand, but it's very aggravating to the board because you have a statement that you say you are afraid of him.
Oh no, I'm not afraid of him. Maybe
that. So you lied to the officer?
Yeah, maybe the officer misunderstood what I was saying. I never once said I was afraid of him. I'm not afraid of him at all.
Okay.
So like I said, I apologize, but I never once said I was afraid of him. Maybe the officer misunderstood what I was saying. The communication was all, but I'm not afraid of him, sir. We have a child together, and I'm expecting
that's in two different spots. That's when he asked you the 5 questions he asked, and you said you was afraid, and then you just outright made the statement that you were afraid. So it's just.
No, I never said I was afraid of him. I never said I was afraid of him. I said I never was afraid of her, but
okay.
Never. And I said I apologize on my behalf and the board behalf.
You realize that what you did is a crime.
Yes, I really, like I
file charges.
So you want us to believe you now and believe that you're telling the truth now and believe that you were lying to the police. That's what you want us to believe today.
Like I said, I apologize. I know, my parents spoke with me about it and told me that I was wrong. I know I was wrong, and I apologize. I wasn't raised like that, sir.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I didn't only just heard me, I heard her, but and I heard our child.
Correct. All right, let's go on and hear from you want to hear from Terry Pierce, or you want to finish your violation?
It doesn't matter, we can finish. We can hear from either.
Okay. Mr. Terry Pierce, why don't you go on and tell us what the Orleans Public Defender has for us?
Yes, good morning. Thank you for allowing me to speak on behalf of Mr. Moon. I have been communicating with Mr. Moon at approximately 2 weeks after he was arrested and appointed to our office. Mr. Moon, according to him and we communicated, he has never had any domestic in his records. He's not a violent person towards female. He have the utmost respect for him, as he stated. And if that is a problem between him and his fiance regarding, having these off and on mood swings, we have the New Beginning Behavior and Family Services program located in the same building as our office that we can refer to both of them to and let them do inpatient, outpatient, and off and on going into the office and get treatment for that type of incident. According to listening to Ms. Harris, this incident occurred months before he was arrested. And they were still interacting. So maybe she just got a little upset and confused about the situation, seeing him speaking with another female and things of that nature. But Mr. Moon, according to his records as well, is not a type of person that be disrespectful to more the female gender. I mean, and we would hope that this board give Mr. Moon an opportunity to go home and do what he has to do. He had been paying his fees and working, trying to maintain a peaceful life. And this just a little matter that went too far. That's all.
Not a
And
little
we
matter.
appreciate if y'all allow him to go home. Thank you.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to violation number 6. That you were working an approved employment plan and Agent Goins advised the defender has never provided proof of employment to his parole officer. What you have to say about that one? Plead guilty to that one. Not guilty. Number 6. Not guilty. Okay, what do you have to say about number 6? Not guilty with a statement.
My statement was, sir, that at the time I was going to job 1 and was about to start working at job 1, helping me out to get a job. And going to trucking school in behalf of that was going to help me out and better my situation.
And at the hearing, you said you have proof that you were at job 1. Do you have that proof today, or does somebody have that proof for you?
I had proof that my payments had been paid on my parole fees.
No, I'm talking about number 6. When you pled not guilty and elected to give a statement, the parolee stated that he had proof where he was involved with job 1 in New Orleans. Do you have any proof of that today?
No, sir, I don't have no proof of that right now. I don't have no proof of that.
Job 1 is
I was about to get moved into that class.
Job 1's like a temporary service when you go for work?
Yes, sir.
All right.
That's like an unemployment agency that help you out to get jobs and better your career.
Right. And number 9, that you agree to visits at your residence or place of employment by the parole officer at any time, and also agree to searches of your person at any time when reasonable suspicion exists has been involved in criminal activity. Agent Goins stated the defendant failed to follow his parole officer instructions to visit him, failed to allow his parole officer to visit him at his residence as he was last seen there on March 11, 2025. The arrest warrant was issued on 9/9/25. Agent Goins provided the arrest warrant and narratives as part of the evidence. And you say you're not guilty. You originally told us about in the beginning that you were at that residence, even though that your girlfriend said you didn't reside there and the officer never found you there. That's what you're gonna say for this one too?
Yes, sir. The officer found me there every time he came over there when I was there, sir. Every time he came to visit me, I was there.
Did you talk to him?
Yes, sir. I was talking to him. I had a visit. I talked to him at the residence. He came in the house and everything.
So now you're saying the parole officer lied, the girlfriend lied, the parole officer lied too?
No, I'm not saying that, man. I'm saying that the parole officer had came over there when I was there, sir, and visited me over there. Like he's visiting me over there.
I never saw you since March 11th of 2025, and I had to get a warrant for you in September because he still hadn't seen you. What was happening during March and September?
I talked to him and was giving him information for us, like what's my whereabouts and what I'm doing. Like I was still over at that house. Now he didn't come over at the time when I was staying there. That wasn't on me. That was on the parole officer. I was still staying at this house. My warning get put out since September. Why that warning that wasn't put out in May, April, June, July, if that was the case, if I wasn't in contact with him, sir? Think about that. You saw me in March.
It looks like he was giving you enough rope to hang yourself.
I never had enough rope to hang myself. If I was in with my parole officer, seeing him and paying him monthly, how can I have enough rope to hang myself and I never was on no charge?
And the same victim here who said she was lying about the charges, told them that you did not reside at that address with her. So she was lying about that too. Right?
That's it.
She was lying and the parole officer was lying.
I never said
Now I got it.
about this, sir.
I got it. Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay, like I said, he never once, like the parole officer, every time Mr. Goins came there, Herbert was there. He always was there. And when me and him got into it, like I said, he'll go in the car and cool off. He always stayed at that address. It never was no other addresses. And I'm sorry this escalated and it went so far, and I apologize on my behalf. I didn't know it was gonna go this, get this serious, and I'm so sorry.
Are you still in a relationship with him?
Yes, that we planning to get married.
Okay.
I'm expecting twins right now. I'm due August the 10th.
Okay, any other questions?
I have no more questions.
And I do want to state for the record that Mr. Goins is a fifth felony offender. He should have known his rules. And there is plenty violence on his rap sheet. There is violence on the rap sheet. Not toward women, but they do have violence on the rap sheet. Okay, is the panel ready to vote?
I'm ready.
Ms. Barra?
All right, Mr. Moon, I find you guilty of violation number 3, number 6, number 9, and number 10. And I'm gonna recommend that your parole be revoked.
Ms. Tillis?
I concur with Mr. Barra.
Oh, do you want to close out, or do you have anything else to say? She did talk, but do you have anything else to say, Ms. Attorney, Ms. Harris?
Yes,
This the attorney.
yes, I'm.
No, Ms. Young.
I would just say overall, this is obviously a relationship situation that does need to be resolved between Mr. Moon and Ms. Harris. And I do not think a revocation would solve that. Mr. Pierce is a client advocate. He's the reason why we have this service in our office, is to attack situations like this, because relationships do cause escalated situations. We weren't there. I would just to be honest, I wasn't there. Mr. Pierce wasn't there. The only people there was Mr. Moon and Ms. Harris. And I would just say they're already engaged with each other. They already have children with each other. Both of them are they're raising these children together.
That's what scares me. That doesn't scare you? That they get ready to have twins and this is the kind of relationship they got?
But the way to solve that is through services, through therapy. It's through services. It's not him sitting in jail, especially when she is having to raise twin newborns by herself if he gets revoked. That is the situation. Like I said, I understand that charges were there was an arrest, but charges were dropped. And now we're just stuck with where I believe, as an attorney, as a defense attorney, not just as a defense attorney, but as a person, that this needs to be solved outside of the criminal system. This is a matter between two people. They do love each other. They have children with each other, and they are engaged. And it seems from Ms. Harris's words that they are planning on continuing that relationship where there's a marriage. That's a matrimony. That is a legal binding thing that's very serious. And if even after all of this and they're still deciding to go through with a marriage, I believe the best decision for not only for them, but for their children, is that their father is home, especially with 2 newborn children, where the most psychologically the most important time of their lives is literally when they're first born. They need their father. They not just only need their mother, they also need their father to be there too. So that's just that's just my point of view on that.
Yes, ma'am. Okay,
To say something else too, like,
all of the testimony is over now. We're ready to vote.
I concur with Mr. Barra.
I also concur, Mr. Vira. I feel that you have violated the conditions of your parole, and I think at this time your parole needs to be revoked. Good luck to you, sir.
Wow. When was the last time we've seen Mr. Freeman this testy? This was something. I mean, he even said, I'm willing to go and get charges pressed on her. And how long have we been saying that? We have been saying that forever. You can't just send someone to prison and show up at a parole hearing on a recorded record and say, I lied. I filed a false police report. Sorry. And he was pissed off. And then the crazy thing about this too, and then we'll listen to the song. We'll listen to the song about the song summary is always the best summary. Who wants to listen to me before we go into the next revocation hearing? But you have the advocate who seems genuinely upset that they're revoking, and it's bizarre to me. He's dangerous. You could see how dangerous he is. She's on body cam saying she is in fear for her life, and yet here they are advocating that he go spend time, which makes no sense. It makes no sense. Louisiana has like the highest DV rate, I think, in the country, men against women, and you can't. What are you going to say about that? I mean, like. And you know, it was funny when finally they say to the attorney, why don't you get the last words? And she's sitting there like she's a deer in the headlights. Like, how do you, this is like final boss, right? How do you answer that question? And she's just going like, it's kind of like, they're gonna get married. It's like, it's a matrimony. This is like, what are you saying? It's he almost, choking. Miss Stapleton says this all the time. The dangers of choking, right? And we actually hear it in Connecticut too. It's that you can choke someone and then stop, and the person dies, 20 minutes later because they're swelling. The throat can actually swell up and you will suffocate. And it is so dangerous and so easy for that to happen. And yeah. It's I don't know how much time he's backing. I don't have the info on this one, but this is no laughing matter. Anyways, let's go listen to the song.
Albert Moon got a lawyer by his side. Failed to live where he should reside. Arrested once for running away. Now he's back in court today. Domestic charge, but the DA said no. Still he's stuck in this endless show. No proof of work and the fees piled high. Sleeping in cars under starless sky. Girlfriend says it was all a lie. Angry words but no hands did fly. Pete ain't buying what they sell. This fifth strike ain't ending well. Revocation, anonymous call. Another man about to fall. Rules were broken, truth got bent. This ain't how love was meant. Anonymous man in the back he sits, pen in hand, never missing bits. No one knows his face or name, but he writes it down just the same. Terry speaks of help and praise, but the board won't cut no break. Twins are coming, storms ahead, better lock him up instead. Revocation, anonymous call. Another man about to fall. Rules were broken.
I just love those kind of instrumentals, like the Cajun blues kind of thing. I don't know. I just love the blues. I love the blues. I grew up playing drums, not very good at it, especially blues. Blues was tough for me. And I can mix it up though. Maybe I'll mix it up. Maybe I can throw in some ballads or something. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section first of all if you like this. Some of you probably are going to think it's grossly inappropriate. But sometimes you just need to laugh. Now I feel like I'm a DJ. I feel like I'm a music DJ playing you the songs. But we'll go into another revocation hearing. Let's see how this one plays out. Let's jump in.
We're back in Orleans Parish to have a revocation hearing on Mr. Andrew Causey. Mr. Causey, state your name and DLC number for the record, please, sir. You're on mute, Mr. Causey.
Andrew Causey, 624046.
Okay, Mr. Causey, today you're here for a revocation hearing. Could you please show me, do you have your parole questionnaire with you? That's it. Do you realize you're not eligible for appointed counsel? If you want counsel, you have to hire it?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
I have counsel here.
Yes, sir, you sure do. Miss Sharon, is it Hunter, Miss Sharon?
Yes, Sharon Hunter.
Okay, please, and you're gonna be his attorney of record, correct?
Yes, that's correct. Sharon Hunter, bar number 7087.
Thank you.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it. And you'll be able to speak at the end or anytime during the hearing if you want to advise him of matters, you can, okay?
Thank you so much.
And we also have Keyoka Patterson, your cousin, and she's not here. Okay, we hadn't gotten her yet, so all we have is the attorney. Okay, your hearing was assigned to Mr. Tillis. Mr. Tillis, you want to lead us in this hearing?
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Causey. How are you?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm great today.
Good. We have some violations that were broken, and I'm going to ask you to plead guilty, not guilty, or with a statement. Violation number 3, when you were reported or intake on 7/10/23, you provided an address of contact was attempted with you at that address on 9/28/23, and the residence was vacant. You failed to report to the correct and current address to your agent, resulting in a warrant being issued for your arrest. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or with a statement?
With a statement.
Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty with a statement.
Okay. Tell us about it. You might want to go. Well, I just like to get emotional or whatever. Go ahead, tell us about it.
Oh, well, I was standing at the address and we had moved. And I guess when she came there, I wasn't there, but I called and I should have did more to get in touch with her. And I left a message, but evidently it didn't make it, and that was on me.
Okay. Rule number 6, you failed to obtain employment, or if you have failed to provide proof of your to your agent. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty, or with a statement?
Not guilty with a statement.
What happened?
I had employment. When I try to, like I said, when I try to reach out, I didn't try hard enough. I didn't go down there, so she didn't get my call. She didn't get my message, so that was on me again.
Okay. Violation number 9, you failed to provide a correct and current address, preventing your agent from visiting you at the resident. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or with a statement?
Was that the first question?
It is the same thing.
Same thing. So you say you failed to give her your address, you called her?
Yes, it did evidently didn't get to her, so yes. That's
okay. Number 10, you are $1,312 in the arrear towards your supervision fees. How do you plead? Guilty,
Not guilty.
not guilty? What happened?
I was behind. I paid some, you know, and it should have been paid up, but I guess she didn't check. Well, it's on me again. I guess it didn't come up in the computer when she checked it, so it should be in there now, but that's why I say not guilty.
Okay. I'd like to hear from your attorney now, if she'd like to speak.
Yes, I was just getting ready to ask if I could speak in reference to number one, the violation relative to his fines and fees or his payments. It's my understanding, and upon being hired, I presented that information to Ms. Hill, Gina Hill, in reference to he had missed several payments for quite some time, but there was a lump sum payment. And I have a receipt that indicates that everything is all paid up. So that information, again, about a month maybe or so ago, that was provided. I don't know if you all have it in your file. I was informed by Ms. Hill that she had forwarded that information on to you. But if not, and if there's any discrepancy in reference to that, within the next 30 days, you know, upon us getting a full statement, because I don't believe it's $1,000. I don't believe it's anything significant, but whatever it is, Mr. Andrew Cars's family members and friends have indicated that they will pay that up fully within the next 2 weeks to 3 weeks.
Okay, what about the other relations? You wanted to comment on those?
Yes, also in reference to his employment, over a month ago, again, I supplied a statement to Ms. Hill in reference to Mr. Andrew Cars's employment, wherein his employer indicated that he had been employed there since, got it right here in front of me, I want to get the exact date, March 11th of 2024. That he has been employed with Quality Masonry. Again, that has been provided to Ms. Hill over a month ago. And on just last week, in reference to his employment, I asked him to update that. And that was also forwarded. I checked with the staff at the probation and parole office there in Baton Rouge. They indicated that they had received that document, and that also would be given to all of you all.
Yeah, we have a copy of
in
it.
preparation, for this hearing today. You know, again, that employer that came in just last week, and he indicates that Mr. Carsey has been employed there, and he continues to hold his position for him should he be released. That he was a very loyal employee, reporting on time, working well with others. So he still has that employment available to him if he and
Where
upon
will
his
he
release.
reside? Where's gonna be his residence?
Mr. Carsey, I need you to give your precise address at this point. I've been in contact with the lady that he has been with over the last year and a half. In fact, earlier, but she had worked today, so she could not still be here. But she's maintained contact with him while he's been incarcerated, and with myself. So, Mr. Andrew, give him your precise address, please.
Avenue.
And how long have you stayed there?
I've been there like almost 2 years, a year and a half.
Okay. Why didn't you advise your parole officer of that? I mean, all of this wouldn't even be here.
I
I should have.
Okay, I know. Okay, at least you're owning up to it. Okay.
I should have
Thank
went down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In the future, remember, if you can't get him on the phone, you best go down there.
Yes,
And
sir.
that is what I've advised, Mr. Causey, that, I mean, you know, certainly sometimes we don't get a call or get through in our first call or two, or three, or even six, but the liability was incumbent upon him to make sure he made the contact, not just rely upon making a telephone call or two. And of course, after a while, you know, you get lazy with that, and then you kind of go on. I was a little surprised when I talked with his employer, you know, and checked into his records that he had this 2-year consistent work schedule. You know, well, that was something to be reported and to make sure that everybody has. So, I mean, you've been in the back going on 90 days for sheer stupidity almost. Excuse my language, but I'm an old lawyer, 42 years. I just call some things short.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. I have no more questions. I have no more questions either.
And we, you know, we further note for the record that, I mean, he has no new violations, no criminal activity of any sort. But I mean, just to not stay in touch and not make those monthly payments, you know, and just have a big gap like that, you know, I mean, we are here today. So
I am not that type of guy to just run away from my responsibility. I have children, New Orleans and in Texas. I'm present, and but I'm here now.
All right.
we also know for the record one other document, an affidavit that we did submit with one of the children, well, 3 of the children's parents, for which Mr. Causey has fathered, and she again indicates that he's very active in their life since he's been released, that he sees them almost daily, you know, that he provides for them. So he's not using his employment and the funds from his employment just out there partying around. He has made some effort to live up to some responsibility, again falling short, you know, on his reporting requirements.
So we're ready to vote?
I got a question.
Okay, Mr. Byron.
Mr. Causey, I noticed when you did report for that one and only time for intake, you tested positive for marijuana at that intake. Does continued use of drugs might have something to do with why you didn't want to go back to the parole officer?
No, sir. I left that life alone long time ago. That is not me. That happened when I realized I was coming home. It was like a celebration, but that life is behind me.
Well, just tell me briefly then, because I'm just not understanding, why wouldn't you just go and contact your parole officer? I read your narratives from your officer. There's no record of phone calls. There's no record of anything except them trying to find you. And when they went to your house that you listed, the neighbors said the place was vacant. Why would you not want to be on parole when you're not even committing more violations?
I wanted to be on parole. Yes, I never said no one. I said
actions show you didn't want to be on parole. You might have wanted to be on parole, but your actions don't look like you want to be on parole, because when you're on parole, you report.
Yes, like I said,
you got notified when you move and you pay your fees on time. You know, that didn't do all those.
I tried, like I said, to call. I should have been more attentive with my schedule. I should have went down there. Evidently, the call wasn't, my message wasn't making it to her, and that's on me, sir. That's on me. I should have went down there, sir. And when I did, made a payment on the automatic, you know, when they send you a letter in the mail, like saying you're behind, I updated my address on the line, so it was still on me. I should have went down there, and I don't know why I thought I was doing so good by calling and updating my address through the automated operator, thinking she might get it and
But running, hiding, it wasn't me. It wasn't. I know they look like, sir, and I'm not denying what the paper say in front of you, sir. But hiding and running is not me for my responsibilities.
Okay, all right, I got a better picture. I don't understand it, but I got a better picture.
Okay, you ready to vote?
Yes.
Okay.
My vote today is going to be to revoke for rule number 3 and number 9.
All right, my recommendation is gonna be do not revoke and put you in a transitional work program with the department just to build you some structure about reporting and paying and working and being in line, then you can go back to supervision from there.
You're shaking your head yes to that. So you agree to that? You'll go over there and make some money?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Mr. Byron. My vote is today, in lieu of revocation, to send you to work release for 6 months. And then you'll be back on parole. Make sure you report when you get out of there, and don't blow that money at the canteen. Save it for your family.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good luck to you, sir.
All right, you too.
And we're signing off at Orleans at 12:17.
I can never figure Chucky out. I mean, like this case, it was interesting. It's like, do you really want to revoke? Yeah, he was like, obviously, there's no reason why he didn't just give the PO his address. It doesn't make any sense. But are you really going to revoke someone who doesn't have a new criminal record, only tasted positive for the devil's lettuce? He paid his fees after he realized he was in trouble, and he got his attorney, and I love that his attorney called him dumb. I actually, what's interesting? It's like, she's like, I'm not messing. I've been doing this for like 44 years. Yeah, he's dumb. And at first she didn't rub me the right way. I'm just like, who at this day and age, 2026, is calling in on a phone and not really knowing how to hold the phone? But she grew on me. She got him out. Hey, she got him out. I'm happy the parole board didn't revoke. I was like, well, Chucky, why, Chucky? Why? Anyways, we'll listen to another song. This time it's going to be 80s rock. And then we're going to go into another revocation hearing that is wilder than this one. We're going with like wild, less wild, wild, less wild. So it's okay. Thanks, Annan, for the notes. A lot of the song is based on what Annan puts down in the paper. So let's jump in.
Revocation, here and down in Orleans. Attorney PJ present, but the address was unseen. Pleading guilty with a shaky defense. Inmate moved but left no evidence. PO came looking, but he wasn't around. Forgot to tell her he'd skipped town. No proof of work, though he claimed he tried. $1,000 in fees unpaid inside. Attorney speaks up with a cheesy crunch. 42 years and she's got a hunch. Her client's done, but the case is tight. Will the bar revoke or let him slide tonight? Chucky revokes, but we don't know why. Tell the people, Chucky, don't be shy. Pete and Barras, give him one more chance. Work release, now he's gotta dance. Barras asks about the devil's green. Andrew swears it's a one-time scene. Why'd you hide? Why'd you run away? Don't you wanna stay out here and play? Attorney
release. Now he's gotta dance.
I like that finish. I like that finish. I feel like it's DJ Mandoo over here. As your morning, I hope you're enjoying your coffee, everyone, or good evening. The truth is, this is the first time I'm listening to it. It's not exactly what I had in mind when I type in style 80s rock. I was more like hoping for kind of more on the Guns N' Roses side. This was, I don't know, it didn't feel full on rock. I like the guitar solos. Nothing like the guitar solo. I like the way the song ended, but really it wasn't, it didn't exactly do it for me. It's interesting. I do prefer the blues doing this, but I can't make it, I don't know. I'm not listening to it and redoing it. I'm just dropping in the lyrics that Annie gives me. I'm adding a few things that I pick up, and then just saying style 80s rock or Cajun blues, and it spits something out. AI is taking jobs left and right. It's hurting the YouTube channel big time, guys. I'm convinced it's AI that's killing the YouTube channel. The channel's dying. The numbers are really bad, and I don't know. It's kind of like I don't. I just. I've been losing subscribers daily. Like if you look, look at that. We haven't hit 100,000 subscribers. We've been sitting at the 99 mark for how long? 2 months. That's because there have been days this week that we lose subscribers, and I don't know if people are intentionally unsubscribing, if YouTube's unsubscribing them. It's the strangest thing. Now, why I blame AI is that I think AI channels are popping up left and right. So now when you search for a World War II documentary, you'll be listening to some made up AI story that never happened about some, soldier in the trench that never existed. But you don't realize that if you don't really know what to look out for. And even if you know what to look out for, it's hard to pick it up. But one of the tricks is if you see a channel and you're suspicious that it might be AI, go check when the channel was created and check how many videos they make. I can make a video a day because it's not my content, but if you're making a World War II documentary, I'll be suspicious if they're doing a video a day and it's not AI. Also look in the comment section. Oftentimes you'll see historians, they'll be like, this battle never happened. This tank didn't exist. This story's made up. You can notice they don't recommend me the channel, but I think that's why the numbers are down. I think there's just so much content that's being spit out in the algorithm. So people are getting recommended AI content instead of other content. That would be my guess. But anyways, enough about me. Tell me about you. DJ Mandoo. We'll go into another revocation hearing, and I don't know. I'll think about. Yeah, I think I'll go back to the blues for this one. Let's jump in.
Good morning.
Okay, please state your name and DLC number for the record.
Ryan Bradstreet, 737019.
Okay, and is there anyone in the room with you or they left?
They gone.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, did you get a parole questionnaire, Mr. Bradstreet?
Yes.
Okay, do you realize you're not eligible for appointed counsel? If you want a counsel, you would have to hire it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you want to proceed with the hearing today without appointed counsel?
Yes, sir.
Okay, your case has been assigned to Mr. Tillis. He'll read your violations and you plead guilty, not guilty, with or without a statement.
Good morning, Mr. Bradstreet. How are you?
I'm all right, sir. Good morning.
Good. On 12/18/2025, the offender was arrested by the probations and parole for the NOPD warrant, domestic abuse battery. Pending charges, case number M624152 on 117. The state refused the charges. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or with a statement?
I plead not guilty with a statement.
What happened? Tell us what happened.
I had been in a relationship. I was in a relationship, and the female that I was with, she ended up cheating on me. So I left the relationship alone. So prior to me leaving the relationship, she said that I hit her, I gave her a black eye and I broke her phone, but none of it didn't happen. The black eye came from her having a fight prior to me and her having an argument. All we had was a simple argument. It never went to no further than me hitting her, breaking her phone, and none of that. I left and went by my business. That's the ain't nothing more to the story, Mr. Tiller.
How did the phone get broken?
The phone never was broken.
The phone that I'm
Hang on,
sorry.
get to you, ma'am.
The phone never was broken. The phone that they never hold no. They never gave me They never said that what the phone held, like the charge of the phone. Like they never charged me for how much it cost or nothing. The phone never was broken. They don't have a picture of a broken phone. They don't have the amount due to get the phone fixed or nothing. The phone never was broken. All of it was falsified. It was a lie.
What was the argument about the phone? We're trying to get her to show you her phone.
I had the phone in my possession and I went through the phone. After I went through the phone and seen she was cheating, I gave her phone back. When she seen that I was leaving, it was a problem because we was breaking up and she did not want to let me leave. So only the problem was is that I felt like she didn't want to see me with the next person I was going to go to, or whatever the cause may be. So I just left. I never.
Did you hit her?
No, sir. I did not hit her. Did not put my hands on her, nothing. I left.
Okay. My colleagues have any questions?
Let's hear from the speaker in this, because I think she could help try to clear up some stuff, and then we can ask our questions at one time. Okay, Miss Tashonda Marcelin.
Yes. Good morning.
Tell us what you got to say.
Good morning. I'm sorry about all this here. I just want to say I'm sorry about having all this going on. I am dead wrong because he didn't break my phone. The phone that I'm using is the phone right now that I had, but the police seen me with two phones, so they already knew that the phone was of no value. That was an old phone I had. I was wrong, and after seeing him in jail, I really feel bad because I was wrong.
She just muted herself.
You muted yourself. Unmute. Hit unmute.
Yes, I was wrong for calling the police on you. No, you did not hit me. I was hurt because he was leaving me. I felt like I've been with him a long time, even with the situation with his baby mother lying on him, putting him in jail, stalking me for a whole year. So I really had a whole lot of feelings going on, and I felt like I needed him the most at that time. So when he was leaving and I had to get my stuff from by his mom's house and all that, I was wrong. I called the police at a whole different area, which was in front of my grandma's house, and that is not where nothing happened at. And he actually didn't hit me. I'm down bad from playing with your life like that. I know that you don't want to talk to me no more. And my family, I'm dealing with serious consequences outside of the system for doing this because I wasn't raised like that. And, I just hope that all this could be resolved. That's why I refused the charges. Me and my dad was going to go up there and handle the situation, but I never had to go to court. I hope that my statement can help today because he actually didn't do nothing. I was wrong, Ryan, and I apologize for that because I shouldn't have played with nobody's life like that. I just felt like I've been with him a long time. I felt like I've been through a lot with you and you was ready to give up on me with ease for me cheating on somebody. For me cheating on you for somebody, and I felt like you could have given me another chance, and that's just the honest truth. And if consequences was involved, I definitely wouldn't have wanted to go to jail from falsifying a fake report. That was so unladylike of me. I don't know where I get that from. And I know I'm not in fear of Ryan Bradstreet. Like, I know his whole family know me. I'm dead wrong, and I hate to see you in jail for something you really didn't do. And for us, the black eye, I really did have a fight in front of Dollar General with a 40-year-old.
Okay, let me ask you this. Why do you tell officers the victim mentioned her boyfriend normally has a gun?
Okay, I was wrong because his baby mama said the same thing. I was trying to put him in a bad situation. I knew what I was doing. I didn't have the right intentions. And when I did that, trust me, I'm dealing with problems every day for that. I literally lost everything at this moment. Like, I don't even have a job no more because my karma came back on me. I know that he didn't harm me or hurt me. And
Okay, we got that. Anybody else got any questions for
Have the police filed charges on you for filing a police report yet?
no. But my mother said that can't happen. So I was just hoping and praying. That's why I was scared for the whole situation, because I was wrong. I didn't have to do that like that at all, period.
Well, it
And
positively can happen.
yes,
The crime what you did, which you're confessing to right now. You need to make sure you don't ever do that again.
I would never do that again, sir. I'm sorry about that. Like I play with someone's life, and in the midst of it, I play with my own, and that is not right. Nobody deserves this.
All right.
And I'm smart, and I know better for doing that.
Anybody has questions for her?
I have no further questions for the victim. I have no further questions.
I got a question for him.
Okay.
I see a note in your file that says this is the second arrest for domestic battery charge in 2025. And that the previous charge involved a firearm also. And that the board reprimanded you for that charge and gave you a break. Was she the same victim in that case?
No.
Another one?
That was my baby mama falsified the report on me too. She wrote a letter and let them know that I did not do none of the things that she said I did.
And Your Honor, I'm wrong, because I was literally trying to be down with her and do the same thing. I didn't have the right to do that. I didn't.
Yeah. What's your baby mama's name? Hatcher?
Yes.
And that charge, she came forward and said she filed a false police report just like this?
Yeah.
And they dropped the charges on you for that one too?
Yes, sir.
All right, I don't have any more questions.
Violation number 10. Offender currently owes $662. What's your plea on that, guilty or not guilty?
I plead not guilty with a statement because at the time of me dealing with trying to get a job, I did attend the Daily Report Center, but I had my baby mom, my baby mother, she ended up going to jail for some dealing, I don't know, but she had got danger to a child. So I had to become a full-time father. I had to go to CPS and sign papers and go to court at least once a week and take classes to get, I had my baby, I had to get the custody of my daughter, which is I let the lady make contact with my parole officer to let him know what I've been doing and why I couldn't attend the Daily Report Center at that time being on those days.
You got in touch with your parole officer?
Since I've been incarcerated?
No, I'm saying.
The lady, I forgot her name. The lady talked to my parole officer and let him know and kept him updated with what was going on. But I had recently went Thursday on the 12th, March 12th, the case over. So when I go home, I got to talk to the lady that was over the case for me to have time where it could be days where I could get my daughter and how we could meet and have my family members to go pick my daughter up and bring her to me. So that's why that was one of the main reasons I couldn't really get a job. But I did pay, my family do help me with a lot of stuff because I paid $250 one time. And it's whatever I could get, and I paid. It's just that it been hard for me because I had to be a father on a newborn baby. And I'm new to this, but I've been rehabilitating myself since I've been in here. I had earned me a few certificates. I took anger management, forklifting safety class, money management. I took a CPR class. I've been in here maintaining myself, rehabilitating myself, and staying focused. So only thing I need to do is just apply myself when I make it out there now by the custody of my baby is safe and my family members healthy. So now all I gotta do is when I make it to society, is just get a job.
Okay, I have no more questions.
I have no more questions either. The panel ready to vote?
Executive session, please.
Okay, Mr. Tillis has moved for executive session. Do I have a second?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna go into executive session for a few minutes. Just hang tight right there to discuss confidential matters.
Okay.
Mr. Bradstreet, the parole board's ready to vote. Mr. Tillis?
My vote today is gonna be, well, I want to ask one last question. Do you plan to have any relationship with either of these women?
No, sir.
Why
Not at
not?
all. Because the situation that I've been, I'm a good person and I'm very helpful and I'm willing to help everybody. But me dealing with a situation like this for the second time, knowing that I'm not that type of person, I just can't be, I cannot put myself back in a situation like this. Because I gotta make better decisions in life, and this one of the best decisions I gotta make.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Anyway.
good. My vote is gonna be to do not revoke.
Mr. Byra?
I think what you just said is the smartest decision you've made so far. And I'm gonna, based on that, do not revoke you. And I'm also gonna make it a special condition that you have no contact with Tiffany or Alexa. And if you do, that would be considered a parole violation and bring you right back here. Also, I'm gonna put a 10-hour per week community service work on you until you get a job. In other words, you're not gonna sit around the house and do nothing. You're gonna have to work service work or get a job. Once you get a job, the parole officer can remove the community service.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Freeman?
Okay, mine could be the same. I'm gonna add one more stipend because I do not want you around either victim. You do have a child. If you got to get the child, either get an officer or get a family member, swap somewhere in public.
Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna put electronic monitoring on you for the first 90 days to make sure you don't go around these women.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now look, it's just 2 times, and I ain't gonna lie to you, it's quite a coincidence. So I wouldn't try it for 3, but we have no evidence here to revoke you, so that's my vote today.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now, this case, I actually believe him. Holy cow. Can you imagine a worst case scenario? Your girl cheats on you. You're going to leave her. So she calls the cops on you to get you revoked. You can't make it up. It doesn't get worse than that. And I believe you see the shame in his face. He's like, his head is bent down. It's like, this was true. And the way, and she was, I mean, oh my gosh, I actually feel for the man. And the parole board calling around saying you could go to prison for this. They should. The DA should watch this and file a bill of indictment. You do not have a right to bloody send your man to prison. That needs to be a crime that they go and indict her for. I am sorry, but I am not sorry. No way. You cheat on him and then send him to jail? What the hell is wrong with you? That is different level of evil. That is a level of evil that you are no. DA, send a message to Louisiana. This is your chance. This is your chance to get this crap to stop happening. The fake denials, the fake, this time go, we don't know. Oh, he did hit me. He didn't hit me. I made it up. I did it. This one, go take it. The media would pick up with this story. Girl cheats on boy and then boyfriend and then sends him to prison. And this, you can send the message. It would be picked up by the mainstream media, and everyone in Louisiana would realize it's no, they're not messing around. You're gonna do stuff like this. You're gonna get charges pressed on you. You deserve it. You deserve every moment of it, whatever it is that you'll get. And anyways, let's listen to the song, and then we'll go to one final hearing. Let's go.
State dropped the case, but it still ain't right. His girl played him, then she called the law. Now she's crying guilt for the lies she saw. Chucky asked about a broken screen, while she admits she lied and cheats unseen. She begs for grace, but it's way too late. The past won't fade with this kind of weight. Paris says she'll face the cost for lies she spun and the trust she lost. This past repeats with a different name. False reports and a twisted game. Why, Chucky, what you gonna do? The Mandoo world is watching you. Don't provoke him, let him be free, but keep him far from this tragedy. Pete warns him about the signs so clear. Too many storms in too few years. The hearing ends with a lesson learned. Some flames will leave your bridges burned. Why, Chucky, what you gonna do? The Mandoo world is watching you. Don't provoke him, let him be free, but keep him far from this tragedy. Why, Chucky, what you gonna do? The Mandoo world is watching you. Don't revoke him, let him be free, but keep him far from this tragedy.
Woo! And I think he was saying, why, Chucky? Why? Because Annan had in the notes that Chucky asked for an executive session. It was like, why, Chucky? Why are you asking for an executive session? Mandalorians, how are you today? Look, if she was lying about the cheating, that was good acting, right? But I don't. She was for real. That was honesty. I mean, I guess. Look, the prosecutor should bring charges. She should get credit for coming out and saying the truth and being honest, and she shouldn't get jail time for it. But she should get a little bit of a scare. Maybe she get community service. You know what I mean? Something like that. And people would hear about it. It's a story that would spread around. You got to stop making up stories, but it's just extra. The whole cheating thing. And look, I don't know. Did like that is just so. It's just the injustice in that story is so breathtaking. We're gonna see one more hearing to sum this up. I like that song. I like the blues more, guys. I don't know. You'll have to tell me because I could do anything. You know, just type in a button. I can put in metal. I could put in ballads. I could put in, I don't know. But the blues does it for me. I'm just a blues guy. And I guess for any of you who doesn't like blues, this would be painful to listen to, but it's kind of funny. Okay, let's jump in.
Okay, we're now at Livingston Parish Detention Center. My name is Pete Freeman. I am the acting chair today. Along with me on the panel to my left is Mr. Tillis. To my right is Mr. Barra. We're, like I said, we're now at Livingston. With the staff at Livingston, please introduce yourself.
My name is Sergeant Jennifer Gomez of Classifications.
Thank you, Ms. Gomez. Is there anything you want to tell us about Mr. Petrie since he's been there?
He hasn't had, I'm also over disciplinary. He hasn't had any disciplinary write-ups or incidents since his incarceration.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Petrie, would you state your name and DOC number for the record?
It's John Petrie, 529632.
Okay, and do you have a parole questionnaire with you, Mr. Petrie?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you realize you're not eligible for appointed counsel. If you want a counsel, you would have to hire counsel?
Yes, sir, I understand.
Okay, do you want counsel or you want to proceed?
I'll proceed.
Okay. Your case has been assigned to Mr. Barra, so Mr. Barra is gonna lead this investigation.
All right, Mr. Petrie, it's alleged that you have violated the conditions of your parole in the following manner. Violation number 4, on or about 11/12/25, parolee was arrested in Livingston Parish and charged with violation of a protective order. And this charge was ended up being dismissed. Do you have anything to say about that? Guilty, not guilty, guilty with a statement?
No, sir, not guilty.
Not guilty, it didn't happen.
Yes, no, sir, it did not happen.
All right. Well, it looks like the police wrote a report about it. And Ms. Ruiz advised that something happened.
Yes, sir. So when I left, when I left out last time on my good time date, I had a court hearing about the protective order. And they re-stipulated inside the protective order that I was allowed to contact Ms. Ruiz. She's my ex-wife of 6 years, and we have a 6-year-old daughter. So they stipulated that I was able to contact her in order to set up visitation for my daughter. So everything was going great. One day I got pulled over and they brought me to jail for this charge. So I got my legal counsel, and they set a trial date, which at the trial date, the charges were dismissed. Because it didn't happen the way that she said it happened.
Okay. What about the police? The law enforcement records indicate that you violated protective orders against you on 4 separate instances prior to this one. Was it all involving Ms. Ruiz?
Yes, sir. It's my ex-wife.
And what happened with those?
Same thing. She gets upset and calls the police, and because of my past criminal record, I come to jail. I haven't been found guilty of any of those protective orders.
I see on one of them that you violated the order by calling the victim when you shouldn't have. You're telling me now that you had permission, even though a protective order was in place, that you could contact her?
Yes, sir. So when I left,
you have a copy of that protective order stating that with you?
No, sir, I don't. It was so when I left, when I was paroled out last time, in the middle of my incarceration, last time, she called and said that I called from jail. So they put a warrant out for violating a protective order while I was doing the time, that sentence. So they brought me back here at the end of my sentence, that 2-year sentence. They brought me back here and I was booked in on a misdemeanor. So when they brought me back to court for that, right before I got released, my lawyer and I went to court for that charge, and I was never found guilty of anything. Ms. Ruiz came and they revised the protective order to say that I was allowed to call only to speak to her about visitation for our daughter. And then I was released from here, back out on my good term date.
And on those other violations of the protective order, the prior ones we were talking about, not this one, how were those protective orders violated? The same telephone technique or in person? How did the other 4 violations happen?
I'm not sure. I want to say that they were the same thing. But I was, like I said, I was never found guilty on any violation of a protective order.
How many times have you been to court for violating a protective order? I'm not guilty.
This time and the time where I took the 2-year sentence for the simple burglary. Inside the simple burglary, there was also a violation of a protective order, but I pled out to the simple burglary.
And the simple burglary you're talking about is a simple burglary of an inhabited dwelling and unauthorized entry of an inhabited dwelling that you
Yes,
currently,
sir.
that's what you're
Yes, sir.
are right now?
Yes, sir.
That involved Ms. Ruiz also?
Yes, sir.
Man, we got a long history with her.
Yes, we do.
Well, tell me what's your plans with her?
So when I went to court this time, when these charges got dropped, my attorney and I talked with the district attorney, and it was suggested that there is a family matrix app, so that we set up the app on my phone, she sets up an app on her phone, and all communication is monitored through the 21st Judicial District Court System, so that everything that's said back and forth is monitored by the court, and they can always bring it back up so that I won't have this problem again.
That's good.
All right, I'm gonna ask you this, and I hate to interrupt you, but while I found it. Okay, you went to court August 14th, 2025, which showed that Mr. Pierce had called her at that time. Ms. Ruiz then presented a civil protection order issued on August 14th, 2025 by Judge Cash, which states you can only contact her by text. Did you have a copy of that?
Yes, sir. That's the, yes, sir.
So why did you call her if you could only text her?
Misunderstanding. So it was going great. The setting up visitation between her and myself, and my daughter was going fantastic. There was no issues at all. And I can't remember if she reached out to me first by telephone to talk about a visitation, or not. But there was absolutely no problem between either one of us. And I'm not sure why she got upset and why this happened. Why was there this misunderstanding? But I know for sure that I'm going to use the Family Matrix app. That way I don't ever have this problem again, or for her either, to protect her and to protect me.
We don't have anything, Charles?
Yeah, we do. I'll call for executive session.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for executive session. Time now is 12:34. We are going into executive session to discuss confidential matters. We'll be right back with you, Mr. Petrie.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Let him have it.
Okay, we're back in session. It's 12:37. I think the panel's ready to vote. Mr. Barra?
Well, before we vote, I'd like to just go ahead and let you have the last say so here and tell us why, you think we should not revoke you, or what we should do with you based on all these protective order violations and all these problems that you've had that are here before us today. So go ahead, you get the last word.
Yes, sir. I've had the last 4.5 months to think about the situation and the past situations, and I love my child more than anything. That's why I have the open, or trying to keep the relationship open with Miss Ruiz. Not as far as relationship, but communication for my daughter. But it's coming to jail and being out of her life isn't worth it. I can't be a father to her if I'm here. So more than anything, I'm going to take the district attorney's advice and strictly go by this app, so that everything is seen through the court, and that I won't be away from my child anymore. Miss Ruiz won't be put in a bad predicament, and neither will I. I appreciate y'all's time, and that's it. Thank you.
All right, since I vote first, I'm gonna just let you know that your case scares me a lot because you have continued to violate these protective orders, whether you want to admit it or not. There's a problem between you and Ms. Ruiz, and for that reason, the continuous violation of protective orders, I'm gonna vote to revoke your parole.
Tillis?
I am also a little concerned, and I believe that you really want to do the right thing. My vote is going to be do not revoke.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
My vote is, see, the thing is that's holding me up is that you got 4 months left on supervision. I'm sure you know that. You get out in July, so there's no other programs we can send you to in that time, and I have concerns too. So I'm err on the side of public safety. My vote today is going to be to revoke. Good luck. We're closing.
All this for just 4 months. I guess it was like a little bit anticlimactic, right? I mean, here's the thing. I actually don't believe him, and I'll tell you why. I've just seen too many revocation hearings, just too many. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Yeah, she might be crazy, but you're crazy too. You're crazy to be with her. It can't always be your fault. You have all of these things. Yeah, okay. No, dude. I've seen enough again of these revocation hearings, these stalkers. They always are the victim in the situation. And even if she somehow is the perpetrator in this case, I don't have sympathy for you because you're just crazy to put yourself in this situation again. You got to learn. You got to grow up. They always say it though. Oh, I'm doing it for my daughter. I love it. Yeah. You think it's really good for your daughter for you to break into the house, the inhabited dwelling charge, and to see you in handcuffs over and over and over again, the yelling that's probably going on and all that crap. No, man. No. I'm sure that she is nutty. I have no doubt about it, but, I don't trust you. And it was kind of funny. Why, Chucky? Why? Why would you not? I see that you mean well. Yeah. But he keeps messing up, man. There you go. Connecticut would have let him out. They would have said, we want you to have supervision on the outside. And Louisiana's a little more like, nah, you're just going to have to do your time. I'm not taking the chances. They don't want it on their record. They don't want that in there. But the Louisiana Parole Board, they don't care. I don't know. Not Louisiana, Connecticut. They're like, yeah, we want you under supervision. It's a different mindset. Anyways, I digress. I had fun today doing this. These hearings were wild, and there was a bunch more. I just couldn't fit them in for the 2-hour slot. So we'll revisit them on another day because they were also pretty crazy. Today was a wild day. And let's jump in to the final song. I mixed it up for you guys. I put in pop. Let's see what the pop is.
Got a case that got dismissed. Inmate said he's innocent. They crossed his name off the list. He was out on good time, thought he could call, but the baby mama drama made him hit a wall. Burglary charge, tied up with his ex. Barry saw the history and got so vexed. John said he loves his child, that's why he stayed. To the DA and walk away. Barris was concerned, so he revoked. Chucky let it slide, but nobody spoke. Pete said 4 months left, no place to go, so they took his freedom with the 2-to-1 vote. Mandoo community, what did you see? Louisiana parole hearings on repeat. One wore a mask, one got betrayed, one had support,
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, that was something. It was not over. You get one more line. That was over. That was actually really good. I enjoyed that. Okay. I put in pop, but it was like a bluesy pop, right? I don't know if it's like knowing I like blues now, so it's making it, but can you even imagine? That was really funny. That was really cute. I did put in the AI to thank the mods. For some reason it didn't. So thank you, mods, for being here every night, being the heartbeat of the community, the backbone of the community here in and out while I'm not in the live chat. And don't thank you enough. Next time we'll make the AI song write a song just about all of you who are also special in your own ways. But I had a lot of fun doing this. You know, sometimes you just have to, you know, there's life is so serious. Everything that's going on is so serious, guys, right? And I'll be frank, it's been depressing. The numbers when numbers are down, it's depressing because you go out there, you put in the work, right? You do something, you do it, I do it because I'm passionate about it. It's not my day job. That's clear. I think all of you by now know. I love doing this, being the voice or megaphone for survivors, and I love showing the injustice in the world. And I enjoy watching the hearings as much as you do. And then venting with you. Seeing your comments and feeling, you know, it's just it's therapeutic. But it is demoralizing when YouTube starts to block it, like to just, you know, I don't know what to do. It's like those restaurants, like your favorite restaurant goes out of business, and then you're like, why did it go out of business? You know, well, people weren't supporting it. I'm not asking for money, please don't. I'm not taking that wrong. I will never ask for money. The money is not what is it's you know it's the like it's the I guess the notification bill and all. I don't know. It's just it's helping the algorithm, however that is. And I don't know how that is. I think, like, I know anyone watching this, especially if you're here down to the last minute, is already a big supporter of the channel. So you're not even my target audience that I'm talking to. And I don't know if it makes a difference. You know, I think the YouTube algorithm is so messed up right now with all the AI slop, and I'm just assuming that's the problem. I don't really know. I don't know. I have seen other channels, like big channels, very big channels, saying, you know, like, guys, I'm still posting. You're not clicking though, and so hopefully YouTube fixes it. But it's a little demoralizing. So sometimes you gotta laugh it off, and I had a lot of fun. It took much longer to do this than normal. This was an all-day thing for a 2-hour. You know, I do my phone calls in between my day job and between, but it's like you jump back and forth, and started early this morning, and I'm ending now, you know, almost in time, just in time for the premiere. So, all right. Love you guys. With that, I'll let you go.
Riverbanks and wedding bands. The room goes quiet, no one claps. They've all read more than my rehab maps. I hunt, fish, have a wife, and live a life like a man. That's a story I'm selling now to the folks with faith in their hands, dreaming about fences and open land. I hunt, fish, have a